And this is why we're late.
He made me do video.
Working OT, baby. Tech squad.
The current time is 8:54.
Is our clock on?
Better. No, I just can't read that far.
You can't read 5 feet
I
ahead
can't
of
read
you?
that far. No.
Wow.
This is better than 9:30 or 10. I feel a
It's
little more
true.
sharp, if that counts for anything.
This is tea, by the way. This is not coffee.
Yeah, I have water in my cup because I'm a baby.
I've had 3
I also
coffees
can't
today.
fill it all the way because I've had 4 children and I will pee in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Okay, this episode we're talking about something that I literally was like, we have to cover this because I remember feeling very duped when we had Evelyn.
Yeah.
Which it should be mentioned that when you have an easier child who's sleeping, who eats well, who is just well behaved generally most of the time, and really did not give us a lot of problems, he thought, well, this is just how it's going to be.
Right.
And we were tricked.
Absolutely. 100%. Without question.
I don't even think that we thought parenting was going to be...
It's her fault we have 4.
Well, yes, we'll get into that too. But I do think we thought like, gosh, people complain about this. Why is this so hard? She was sleeping. Like truly now that we've had Cam, which is a whole other experience, the fact that we are now sleeping and he's 11 months old.
God bless. It was a rough time.
We were not okay.
Yeah. I contemplated just leaving. I mean, I know you did too.
I wasn't even leaving. It was just, can I just go sleep? Can I just
and
go?
like never wake up. Right.
Yeah. The sleep thing's a real thing.
Can we go on a long vacation?
Yes. I feel like when we had Evie too, it was just, we were having so much fun. It was just all new and exciting and we were young and
that's where it gets you. I mean,
we could still
she was a pretty perfect
sleep.
kid, but that's where it gets you.
But like the first couple weeks, of course, she woke up to eat or whatever. It was like, we didn't have that, but that faded really fast. And even family members would be like, she's so easy. She's so great.
Liars.
Either they lied.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, no one wants to tell you, like when they're watching your kids, no one's going to be like.
No, I know when they've lied.
Yeah.
With future children, they have for sure. But Evelyn, I really don't think. If you were blessed to have a first child who slept and you got to dress normally every day and like get up and do whatever, that is a gift, but it's also a trap. So be warned. For those listening that do not have children yet, just be warned. You're going to think, oh my gosh, what do they complain about?
Everything.
And it's all going to come when you have 2. So that's what we're getting into today. I wanted to hit you with some facts because you know that I can't help myself. I started thinking when we were even just talking about the ideas of what we talk about for this episode and then just the podcast in general, it was like, okay, there has to be like, we are not alone in thinking adding children did make it more complicated. And there's a number, I don't know if you know this, that's the most stressful number of children that you can have. You've never heard this?
I'm all ears.
Okay. Do
you think I looked this stuff up on my...
know, you hate that I do this, but I tell you all the time, did you know? So now I get to share it with everybody else. Okay. If you had to guess, there was a study where they took 7,000 moms.
United States or worldwide? Because I think that matters.
This is just in the United States. Okay. This is not a worldwide thing.
All right.
In 2013, they took 7,000 moms and they said, is the most stressful number of children. These are moms that had multiples, right? What do you think that the number is? The most stressful when you think about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many people have.
That's easy. Number one answer has got to be 3. No?
It is 3.
Okay.
And I know that when I read that, I felt validated.
Yeah, like you're not crazy.
Because we really thought, Sadie threw us for a loop, but then we thought, okay, we have it dialed now.
Yeah. And just when you think you've mastered it,
Cooper,
all hell breaks loose.
I want to go on record to say my son, both my sons, but Cooper, the amount of times I was on my knees just praying in the middle of the night. And
get closer to the Lord.
He would come in and be like, you have to come to bed. You're praying over him every night. He would not sleep. He would scream. He would have night terrors. We had to get his tonsils, his adenoids out so young. He was so little. He was a rough one. Yeah. Beyond that, just me being home with the 3 of them when we were all home for COVID and then we brought Cooper into that, I felt so stressed.
Yeah.
And I could never tell, like maybe my experience was that way because COVID and we all were home together.
Right.
I thought that's really what it was. But then I was
because everything was just not normal.
Yeah. They couldn't go to school. Like
Evie
was in preschool, got taken out of preschool because they closed and we just didn't have normal.
Trying to teach a preschooler how to use Zoom and how to I was just pull my kid out of school.
God bless the teachers during COVID. But I remember thinking, okay, this has to just be an extra stress because you're working from home for the first time. You'd never done that before. And then you just never went back into work.
Praise
you
God.
Just stayed home. And we're on year 6 now.
6, yeah.
Which is wild. But Cooper, that was insane. And so when I read that number, all Almost every single mom that has 3 or more children said 3 is the most stressful.
I agree.
Okay.
With that statement. What do I win? What's my prize? Thank you.
You want a fist bump?
No, it's too far.
Okay. So that was crazy because I do feel like a lot of people that we know that have 1 or 2, it's like, okay, you're not outnumbered.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other side, the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you go from man to zone.
We would say insane. Like, you got Evie, I'll get Sadie. Right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, go put the girls in the car and come help me with Cooper.
Yeah. Now now we're just backpedaling every day, playing free safety.
Just getting out of the house felt.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Like a marathon.
Yeah.
And then I do think that even like our family members with each kid after Sadie, it was like, oh, the babysitting's less now.
Yeah. I'm busy. I'm not going to watch them. Yeah. You're right.
Can we just have the girls?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Can we?
It's an all or nothing deal. You're taking all of my kids or none of my kids.
I know, but 3 is
which is why people don't watch them anymore, probably.
And also, like, the 2 were always hanging out. The girls always had each other, so they would like leave Cooper out, and then Cooper would get upset. This still happens.
And then Dad would get upset.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let me ask you this: in the same group of moms that they asked that agreed that 3 is the most stressful number of kids, mostly because they gave reasons like you're outnumbered, you just can't keep up with the schedule of 3. 1, you could alternate naps and alternate times or whatever, depending on how close they are. So those are kind of the reasons. On the flip side, what would be once you get to this number, adding after that number, it's all the same. What would you say?
3 to 4.
Going from 3 to 4.
Yeah.
That was the answer.
Yeah. You know why? Because you're numb.
Think?
Because you're numb to it all. The 3rd child has sucked all the life out of you.
Yeah.
And you have nothing else to give. And you're on just morphine and Diet Coke.
Caffeine.
Yeah. And you're just cruising through life.
Yeah. And I think a lot of our this illusion that like we knew what we were doing too, was gone.
You have no idea.
We had no clue.
You're wrong about every kid. We're wrong about every kid. Not you directly.
No.
We are wrong about every kid.
But I think the things we tried, especially with Cooper, was just like, oh my gosh, why is this not working?
Well, part of it realizing that with this whole medical stuff, right, it wasn't really his fault. And I felt that, I mean, again, conversation for the Cooper talk. I felt terrible.
My Lord.
After that.
Okay. So there's that. So once you hit 4, they said that the stress, you could go from 4, 5, or 6, and it's the same.
Why would people do that to themselves? I don't even know why we did 4. That hurts.
I feel like a lot of people that
5 or 6.
Yeah, and then they say
like you got to get a custom car for
better. That. So like going from 4 to 5 might be more challenging, but going from even number 4 to 6 is better. Just like going from 2. If you have 2, you're good. Yeah. 3's hard, and then 4. So I get it. The even number thing.
That's
like
insane.
Disneyland rides.
6 kids, you're pushing like Amish. That's
a lot.
That's
especially
a lot.
In the States. That's not in California, especially where we live. It's like people. I remember when the first time I left the house, I was feeling very brave. I had Evie and Sadie, Cooper, and Cam. It was over the summer when I finally was like, okay, I got to get out of the house by myself. I got to do it without you helping me. And I went to Costco.
Love that place.
Well, we have to go there.
$1.50 hot dogs. Feed everybody for $10. Beautiful.
I walked in and I had Cam on me in the sling. I had Sadie and Cooper in the top of the Costco cart, which is like, they're pretty heavy now. And then I had Evelyn helping me guide the cart so that I didn't run into people. We made it through the store. Somehow we made it through our shopping list. And then we get to the front and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to push the cart out through the parking lot. Cooper was throwing a fit and Cam threw up all over me.
Beautiful.
And I'm in the parking lot sweating and feeling like everyone's watching me fail.
That's a humbling moment.
That is a humbling moment because
especially
then
when
you
you're
feel
out
like
in
people
public.
are judging you. It's like,
or like when you have to like
see that it's
discipline.
Not me. It's actually just
like
my kids
when you're at the park and your kid's just being a punk.
Yeah.
And like disobeys you, and you got all these parents looking at you like, all right, Dad, what you gonna do?
Hey, don't do it for me.
You can't whip out the belt because then the cops are gonna be called, right? That's behind closed doors.
We don't hit our children with a belt.
That's right.
The amount of times that we've had to ever.
It's not like when we were kids. This is
anyway. So there's like real judgment.
Gentle
but when the more
parenting.
kids you have, people say, "Well, why did you have so many? Why do you guys have 4? Why did you choose it?
Why do you drive a Prius?"
I know. So the judgment's real, and don't feel bad about. I don't feel 1 ounce bad about having 4 because in my mind,
you got to have an even number.
I love having the even number. And honestly, the fact that we have 2 girls and 2 boys.
You know, everybody I talk to, they're like, how'd you do that?
How did we do it? I know how we did it, but
Amazon.com,
my
baby.
parents listen to this podcast.
Order 2, buy 2, get 2 free.
Yeah.
He
really lucked out because Cooper prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed for a brother. He would not accept us at this point. He's like, no.
Yeah.
If you're having another baby, Mom, it will be a boy.
Yeah.
He spoke it over my belly over and over. And then we gave him Camden.
That's
so
right.
I feel like now the boys will have each other. The girls have each other.
And we can leave.
Yeah, we can leave them. Okay, one more fact before we get into
we got more Snapple facts?
One more. Okay.
2 for 2.
Because we talked about how young we were when we had
okay.
and just when we became parents. What do you feel, if you had to guess, what do you think the average age for a woman to have her first child average in America?
I don't think it's as early as we did.
Which for reference, we were 23.
Don't do that to me.
And 24.
I'm going to go with 29.
Okay. As
30,
the average.
Kind of yeah.
Okay. Right now, it's 27.5.
So
I was close.
I was close.
I definitely feel it's definitely trended. It used to be 23 and a half. Then it was 20. Then it kind of hit like a, I don't know, like 25-ish. And then it jumped up even more over the last like 10 years. So there's that. And then
so there's a good chance it goes past 30 pretty soon.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at
people
most of our friends.
Yeah, people
way past 30 having their first kid. So
enjoy going to parent-teacher conference when you're like,
wrong with this, by the way.
Got a walker.
I just feel like you're going to be more tired, but
that's
just
very
me.
true. I'm just making
not
fun.
My journey. Also, like it takes people a lot longer to get pregnant now. There's just so many things.
That's very true.
And we have felt so burdened for so many people that we've known that desired to have kids young, they just can't. So it should be noted on there too. Like
100%.
It's not as easy.
Well, we weren't trying young either.
We just were fertile, as they say. Anyway, the average number of children per family.
Oh,
let me just spoiler alert: we are not normal.
I mean, when you have to tell me that. I knew that.
Just culturally where we are right now in this moment. What do you feel like the average? Let me give you the average in 1960 to help you.
That's not going to help me.
In 1960, it was 2.33. Also, 2.33. How do you have 0.33 of a child? Whatever. I know it's numbers, but it sounds crazy. Can you imagine 2 1/3 of a kid? Anyway. It was in 1960 2.3. That's the average. It's gone down from that.
I would have thought in 1960 it was higher. 2.3, so everyone was averaging a little over 2 kids. 2. Okay. I kind of feel like that's what it would be right now.
No.
It's 2 kids. No?
It's gone down. So how much do you think it's gone down is the question.
Well, if it's under 2, that leaves 1. Unless people have negative kids. What does that mean?
Do you want to play Prices Right? What's your guess?
I would like to buy a vowel. I'll go 1.5. Kid and a half.
Oh,
since you like your decimals. 9.4. 9/4 of a child.
Basically, most people are just opting to have like 1 or 2, not 2 or 4 or more. Anyway, those are my facts. I feel like...
You proud about those facts?
I just think it's interesting when we're living out these things to actually know, like, okay, the amount of stress we felt when we went from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3 was real. Just multiples in general. But then there is this number where it's like 4, like, Cam, I just don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah, that's where you and me are different. You need statistics to back up your thoughts to make you feel like you're not crazy. And I just... You just sit in the misery.
You just sit in it?
Yeah. Okay. It's all right. It feels good sometimes. Some people like it.
Okay.
This was a mistake putting cameras on.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
No, I don't know what we're
got a face for you.
Cried in the last one, so this one I won't cry. If I do anything, I'll just
I will turn that camera off if you start crying.
Set the stage. Evie had just turned 10 months old.
Oh, we're talking about kids now?
I'm taking it back to the reason why we're doing this podcast, which is our children and parenting. We were having a great time with Evie. Like, it was so awesome. I finally had gone back to work. We figured out like who was watching her so I could work.
Schedule was nuts.
We were able to go on vacation that first summer and like it was great. And then you had lost your job that we felt like that was going to be like the secure thing that was going on. That was not the case. And so I had to go back to work full time, which the goal was always for me to be part-time and then you to be full-time. So that shifted quickly. And it wasn't
a long time.
It was
like summer.
Yeah.
Summertime.
Evelyn, in the fall, we hit September, our lease was up at our place and we said, okay, we're going to move to a bigger space because we're in a 1-bedroom apartment with Evie.
Right.
As I'm packing and you're figuring, I think you were working at the church at the time, looking for a new job. And I had told you, like, I don't know what it is, but I just have felt so sick lately. And I don't know if it's just I'm stressed or what's going on. And you're like, it's probably just stress, like no big deal.
It's Taco Bell.
And we moved from our apartment to the house. And the first day that we unpacked the boxes, we unpacked Evie's room. I was so nauseous and like had a head. I just was not.
I thought you didn't like the house.
That's what you thought it was?
I thought you didn't like the house. And I was like, well, dude, we just put down a deposit, man.
Yeah. So we unpacked our boxes on a Saturday. I'll never forget. I just have like the clearest image. You were putting away stuff in our bedroom and in the living room. And you said, here's the bathroom stuff. And I open it up and in the box is a box of pregnancy tests that I like saved, I guess, because they're expensive as heck. Because you also maybe take like 20 when I found out I was pregnant.
You're a millionaire if you resell those things. Not like used. No, don't make it weird. But like, you know what I'm talking about.
The point is, I saw there was one, and I was like,
let's pee on it.
Let me just like, I didn't even tell you I was taking it. I took it.
And I said, me first.
I unpacked all the stuff in the bathroom. I was like putting stuff away, and I turned around, and it was the digital one that says pregnant or not pregnant, and it said pregnant. And I remember it's a Saturday night. For context, I was leading worship the next day at church. You and I both were on the worship team at this time. The panic that set in immediately was like, I don't know how I'm going to tell Daniel this, because we're not in the position to have this happen right now again. And like, how did this happen? We all know how it happened, but I just couldn't tell you. So we unpacked. We like had pizza with Evie that night. We put her to bed. I went to bed, did not sleep a wink that night. Still had not told you at this point. I think I just like got rid of the pregnancy test. Just and in like the morning, told you as we were getting ready to walk out the door, I just blurted it out and was like, okay, we got to go because we're going to be late. We didn't talk about it at all until we got home. And then it was like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do?
What did you do to me?
Yeah. It was quite. What was your experience when you found out? Okay, we just kind of figured out. We came out of the fog. Of all the things
I'm not going to use the word. I wasn't upset, but we just moved to this house, and I was expecting a little bit of time, which we essentially had. Right, we had 9 months of 9 months plus of living in the house just with Ev, but like really like soaking that time in, which again we did, but I felt like I wanted a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now looking back, it's the greatest thing that ever happened, because at the end of the day, you got built-in best friends a year apart. When Evie does one thing, we know Sadie's doing it the next.
Yeah.
Like, it is so easy, and it's awesome because Sadie's always watching Evie. It's that little sister, big sister mentality.
Yeah.
So definitely recommend for that, but you can't order it that way all the time. You can't
order it that way, but I don't think when we thought about the timing of having another child, we thought we'll wait a couple years. A couple being probably 2 to 3 years is what we thought.
If you have 2 kids in diapers at the same time, may the Lord be with you.
Blessings. Yeah. It was challenging.
It's insane. Different sizes, kids squirming.
Also, my body had not.
You go through wipes. I turned into like a NASCAR pit crew trying to change these diapers.
And after we realized we're pregnant, I'm still working. And then finally I was like, babe, I cannot work and be this pregnant and take care of Evie. It's just too much.
Right.
So praise God, you got the job you have now, which is
Carrio,
incredible.
baby. Carrio came through.
You were training and doing all that stuff right before we had Sadie, which was June of 2018.
Mm.
So they were.
Oh, remember my job at Honda Center?
Yes.
I worked that up until.
Yeah, you were an usher at Honda Center. That was really fun too.
I worked 1 year as the usher at Honda Center. I did every single Ducks game. It was great. It was like free season tickets, and I got paid for it. And literally quit right when Sadie was born. Mm-hmm. And I really didn't quit because of the baby. I just told him that. I quit because I wanted to attend the playoff game.
I remember that.
I didn't want to watch it and work.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to like scream
with your little
insults to the Sharks.
Yeah. But yes, so that turnaround time was crazy with your job lining up again. Totally the Lord. I don't know how we could have done it.
I missed that job.
But you had to go to Irvine. So you were back to commuting again, and I was home with 2 under 2.
That was wild. I don't know how you did that. That's a lot.
Yeah. But I also had a lot of help. I don't think we were in a position at that point. I think people were still.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're waking up. I'm leaving the house at 6 a.m. Yeah, and you're looking at this as like, it's me and hours. 2 kids. And so
I did the math.
When's my relief?
Yeah.
5 o'clock?
Usually later.
Yeah. I appreciate that. That was tough.
Thank you.
I knew that was tough. I paid for everything, but I knew that was tough.
You did. I think what was really challenging was feeling like I was so sad I couldn't give Evie more time.
Oh yeah, that was the clincher.
And there is a human being on this earth can attest to this moment in time. I was in labor, full blown labor with Sadie. I'm on the birthing ball. I knew it was time to go to the hospital. I could not leave Evie. I was and it was like 4 a.m. She was dead asleep, and I had to have her grandparents come pick her up and take her, and I couldn't let go of her. I just said, I know when I come back in this house again, it's never going to be the same. She's never going to be an only child again. And I'm like grieving, but also like, I'm excited to have another daughter, and I couldn't wait and whatever. But it was so hard, I think, emotionally, because I couldn't give Evie the attention. Like, you would be at work I would be home and Sadie would nurse on me. She was really good breastfeeder in a way that Evie had a harder time at first. And so I was feeding Sadie a lot, and I couldn't always get on the floor and play with Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times she would be so excited when you would come home because then she got your full attention. Luckily, like there were so many friends and grandparents and people in her life that like would come and hang out just to help me with Evie, because not that she was a hard kid, but she needed the attention. And I just like learned to include her in everything. I think honestly why she's so maternal just by nature. She helped me with Sadie so much.
Your element of you go from a baby that you literally have to do everything for and take care of, and now you have a 2-year-old who like still relies on you for not only life and whatnot, but you also have to like entertain a 2-year-old, and that's no easy feat.
No, and
you can only take so much. Like Moana and Bluey. I actually love Bluey. I got rid of my therapist because we watched Bluey. Bluey teaches me a lot.
You want to do a whole episode on Bluey? They teach me how to be good parents.
Yeah, Bluey breakdowns.
Bluey breakdowns.
Trademark.
Just a small segment, I think.
Breakdown each episode.
Bandit and Chili know what they're doing.
I learned so much.
And all they do is play games.
And it goes over all the kids' heads. That's the.
They'll be laughing and we're crying.
The beautiful part of Bluey.
It's written so well.
It's written by parents. The parents get it, and the kids are just like.
Yeah, I know, it's great. Anyway, sidebar. What was something for you like being away? And I think a lot of dads feel like they miss this part because
it's quiet
most of the time.
Just kidding.
I know you're serious though, because you would come home and be like, wow, it was so nice at work. Busy in a different way, but like
I mean, it's work.
You would get off like work, come home, you'd have an hour drive usually, just commuting during traffic, and you would come home. And I give you so much credit because instead of giving yourself permission to like go to the gym or go do whatever, you came home to us as soon as you could every day. Right. And you would say you drop
it's because I knew you were but you put in your time.
But I think a lot of couples struggle with this part of it, which is like your partner, if it's going back to work, right, for a man, whoever the breadwinner is, whoever's working away from the house, now it's like mixed with being at home, so it's strange. But I think for you, like you would call me and be like, what are you guys doing? And you felt like you were missing out on the day-to-day
stuff.
I'd
like look at our security cameras and watch the kids play in the backyard.
Because you just missed us. And you felt like they were just.
But it's that itch of like, all right, clocking in, counting down the clock. The moment I can leave, I'm out.
Yeah. And our weekends and days off were
and that drive was actually kind of nice because I had an hour to like literally just shake off the day.
And come home ready.
And I'm ready to rock.
Yeah. And you would do
or I'd fall asleep in Steve's car, either way.
You would.
Got a nice little power nap before I kicked into it. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, I think that time, I wish I could tell you how meaningful it was to have a partner that came home as soon as they could. Because I think a lot of people escape and a lot of people don't want to be with their kids.
Yeah, I don't get that. Why do you have kids then?
I don't know.
To shut your spouse up?
I also think everyone's relationship's different. But
that's true.
When we had our children together, and I remember when I told you I was pregnant again, your response wasn't, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? It was like,
pee on 10 sticks.
you can't just be sweet.
No, I'm sorry. This is my job.
I was so stressed financially about it. And I said, I never wanted to work. And I remember calling you when I was still at Trader Joe's and pregnant and then coming home to Evie. And for those that don't know, Trader Joe's was like a dream job. I loved that season of my life. I loved the people I work with. It was so fun. But I was missing my daughter walk for the first time. Yeah, and I was missing out on her doing things for the first time that first year. But we had to work and do these things. And so I remember on my lunch break, I worked at the Whittier store just up the street, and I dropped her off in the mornings to Gigi, and she would make my lunch, and I would come and have lunch with Evie every day.
That's crazy.
And I only had 27 minutes. I had 27 minutes because by the time I would drive and then come back or whatever, my boss was so kind to let me take almost an hour every day to come be with Evie so that I didn't miss 9 hours of her day. And I remember the last time I did it, I texted you and said, I'm just headed back to work. And you said, how was Evie? And I was like, she didn't really care that I left. She was okay.
She was all with Gigi. Yeah.
Which I was really grateful that she had grandma.
No, but that hit you.
But it hit me.
That hit you for sure.
I could not let that go.
Because that's your role.
And I told you, I was like, I'm going to go back to work, but I don't think I could do this anymore. I think it's getting too hard. Is there a way that we could figure this out where I wouldn't have to work, or if I could just work on the weekend so that you could be with kids or whatever? I said it. you came home, and then cut to like a month later, I'm getting ready to go out on maternity leave, and you got a raise at your job, and you said, when you have Sadie, you won't have to go back to work. We'll figure it out. It was so tight.
It was tight. And if I'm honest, it scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Because there were months where it's like, dude, what am I going to do? Like,
yeah,
how do I stretch
and like you said, we had
$500 for a week and a half?
2 in diapers, and
super rough.
Yeah, at that point, Evie was a full toddler. So it was getting, there was just a lot. And I feel like when you go from 1 to 2, the one thing that's really hard, I think, as a woman, I can't speak to how you feel, but I think having someone that understands the desire to want to be home with your kids and not make you feel like, okay, well, my role is I'm just going to work and pay for everything, and you just get to be home and you're not really working. You knew running that house was a job. Yeah. You've always known that. And I think that for a lot of couples, if you're listening to this, maybe feeling like, gosh, that was not my experience. Maybe my spouse didn't show up like that. Maybe they don't show up like that.
Sorry.
I am sorry for that. But I also think like everyone goes through these things so differently. And I'm not here to put judgment on anyone who didn't do it that way. But I do think the reality for us always was, I'm never going to regret being around for my kids. I'm going to always have work available to me. I won't always have my kids available to me. And that mattered more.
I think when you asked about like the men's point of view, right? I think I looked at it as, I am gone so much time at that time throughout the day, right? At work or on the road or whatever, that the moments that I am available, I have to be 110% present, locked in, ready to go.
Yeah.
Because these kids are going to remember all of it. Maybe not at 1 and 2, but like the 3, the 4s, they're going to remember dad getting on the floor. They're going to remember going outside, going to get ice cream late at night. Like they're going to remember these small things. And you're not going to get that time back. Now we have 4, and we realize that. I fall asleep almost every single night and I think about that, of like, I can't slow down the day any more than anybody else. And all I want is my kids to see that I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can. And those moments that we're together, I'm trying to lock in with you, and I'm trying to be the most present dad that you can think of, because I know that there's going to be times where I'm sacrificing that time for obviously the better of the family, but they're going to be missing out on those moments.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the stuff that we talk about too, of just like friends we have that handle this season of life with small children, can feel like such an inconvenient time. It can feel like I'm doing so much for them, and it's thankless, and it's every day you show up, whether you're ready to or not.
Oh, if you're looking for a thank you,
not that I'm looking for
in parenting. No, I'm just saying in general, if like that's your goal,
or just feeling
there's the door.
I think part of it, it's like kids can't be a burden.
No,
they're a blessing from the Lord, and I don't think we've ever taken that more seriously than when we had Camden. We realized, oh my gosh, the fast forward is already on. And it's going to go on even more. We're about to celebrate his first birthday next month, and I am
not okay
in like disbelief that we've already done. We've already. That's hard for me because
it went by very fast.
It went by really fast. But I think when people are like, "How do you guys do it?" You know, it's so crazy to have 4, and like I would just never. I can't even imagine. And our life's so crazy with however X amount of kids. And I just say, this is the journey that we're on with these kids, and I don't know a better way to like live this life than to have this many kids. This is like our calling or purpose in life, whatever you want to call it. But I do believe that there is something special about when you can just pull yourself out of the stress of life with kids and all of it, and look at it like, we talked about this the other night, and it made me so emotional. We had both saw the same thing on Instagram where it was like a husband comes in to wake up her wife on her 80th birthday, and he says, "What do you want for your birthday?" And she says, "I want to be 35 again." And she goes through this beautiful...
Dude, that broke me.
Oh my God. I need to find it and repost it, because it really made me think like, the day I'm living in right now, I'm going to wish for this day again. And we're going to wish to be
She goes, to sum it up quickly, she goes back to being 35. She wakes up, she walks around the house, and it's all the normal day stuff that she used to do, right? Kids getting ready for school, husband's making coffee. Like there's just chaos going on in the house. But she's just sitting in it, and she's just enjoying it because she hasn't had it in all those years. And now she's back and she's tasting it, and it's amazing. And she's getting in the car, and her kids are throwing a fit in the back and kicking her seat. And she's like, I don't even care. Normally I'd turn around and I'd get in their face, and I don't even care, because I haven't had it in that much. Dude, broke me.
And I
haven't cried that hard since Titanic. if I'm being real.
We both somehow saw it the same.
You might have sent it to me. I don't know.
Within the same couple days though, and it really
always creeping on my stuff. Yeah, but it got
both of us. And I think because we realize as parents, it's so hard when especially when you have multiples, like all you want to do is get to the next thing because you think it's going to be easier.
Right.
I just want, my kid to sleep through the night, which like, honestly, that's like, yes, want that, get that. But also like the weight of having Cam fall asleep on me in the middle of the night is a real feeling that, oh my gosh, when that's gone.
Yeah.
That's weird.
You get caught in, surviving the day, right? Which we've talked about a little bit. Waking up, having a process, getting to the end, tucking them in, reset, right? That's your day. That's in a long shot. That's your day. You do that enough times, it's going to blitz by. Yeah. And you're going to have no realization as to what the heck just hit you. And then you're going to be that 80-year-old woman and your kids are going to move out and you have grandkids coming and visiting you and it's going to be crazy. And we're all guilty of it because we get caught up in everyday life. And there's days where it just zooms by and you look at the clock and you're like, why am I starting a podcast at 9:30? But the reality is, I need to do a better job. And I'm just talking to Daniel here. When that happens, I try to catch myself and immediately pull the e-brake and slow it down. And I do that in the form of just what that lady was talking about. Like I'll come in here in the chaos and just sit in it for a couple minutes. Or
just come sit on the floor.
Yeah.
And see, they all flock to you.
Yeah.
Which then you ask for it because you got boys that literally that's like their jam is to come climb on you.
Turns into a wrestling match.
But I think a lot of that.
Undefeated champion over here.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we're going to want this back.
You got to slow it down. You have to slow it down. If you don't, you will regret it. And you do not want regrets in this life.
No, especially with your children should be such a source of joy in life.
The chapters, the way it's reading a book, right?
Yeah.
Every stage, infant, toddler, kid, teen, sassy teen, college, like it's a new relationship between you and your child. Your child's going to be different. Your child is going to grow.
We're different too.
They're not always going to be throwing shoes through windows, right? Or throwing pasta on the ground, not eating it from his table, and then putting him on the ground, and he turns into a Roomba all of a sudden and eats his food off the floor.
Camden does this really cute thing where
it's not cute.
He's learned sign language now, so like an aggressive Italian, even though we're not Italian, he's like,
yep, saucy one,
and then we give it to him, and then he's like, and he throws it, and then we're like, okay, are you all done? And he'll like make it whatever, and we'll put him on the floor, and then
that was kind of funny.
Yes, and then he gets on the floor, and we're watching our beautiful little boy look up at us like a dog would, like, can I eat what's on the floor right now?
Yeah.
And it saves me a sweet. Guess what? I let him eat it. Eat it on the floor. I don't care. If that's how you're going to eat it, that's fine with me. You know what? The floor is mostly clean. I one other thing I want to like hit before we kind of close this out, because I know you have some fun questions for me. I get to do the facts and like the studies and the whatever, and you get to bring a rapid fire, which I'm honestly a little bit scared. Just keep it, cool, PG.
Yeah, promises cannot be made.
Before we get there, though, going from 1 to 2, I think we found new rhythms for sure. We realized what was happening with Evie. Sadie was not copy paste at all.
Copy paste delete.
Like most people, though, I feel like most of everyone's experience, and we polled this week on Instagram, which our results were the same across the board, it was harder.
Can we take a time out really quick?
Yeah.
Thank you. I've had so many nice people reach out with great comments just about this, B-graded podcast that we have from our couch that we're streaming here. We may not win an Emmy one day, but it's really nice to hear from friends and family about, hey, man.
That encouraged me or made me laugh or whatever.
It's the only reason I'm still here. You think I'm going to be up at 9:30 doing it? I'm just kidding.
No, it's been fun to see, but the responses have been fun because we want to pull people as I'm researching for each episode. It's fun to like.
We just want to know who else is miserable. That's what we're trying to do.
It's nice to not feel alone. Most people with the poll results, we're all going from 1 to 2 is harder. My brother-in-law who listens to this, and honestly, I laughed out loud. That doesn't happen always, but when his comment was, he said, in the words of Kris Jenner, 0 to 1 is still 1. 1 is 1. 2 is 20. And then he sends me that and says, so I guess you're at 60 because now we have kids? 4. We must feel like we have 60 because if 2 is 20, 100%. 40, 60.
Yeah, holding the arc currently.
I died. I was laughing so hard because I feel that. I feel
Why
like
is J-Rob quoting Kris Jenner?
I love that.
Let's talk about that for a second.
He's married to my sisters. I bet you she still is making him watch trash reality TV.
It does answer a lot.
Yeah. But that was a hilarious response. Other people had said, like, we asked about the hardest stage of parenting, which was like newborn, toddler.
What do you think it is?
Teen. I feel like the hardest stage is toddlers.
What would you define that? Like 2 to
I would say once,
3?
like Cam, once they're walking and they're moving.
You think he's a toddler?
No, I'm saying like Camden is heading into toddler stage once they turn 1. It's like game's over. You can't just sit them down.
His infant stage
was short.
It was loud.
And loud, yeah.
I don't know about short. It felt long. It was shortish long.
I think with each kid, though, I would have a different answer. Because like Evie, her infant stage was a dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's different each kid. But most people said
Sadie's infant stage, too, wasn't crazy. It's her toddler years.
That's what I'm saying. She learned to use her voice, and man, she never stopped. She never stopped. She tells me all the time the ways in which I disappoint her. She doesn't like this.
Get in line.
She will literally ask me a question, and I'll say the answer, whatever I think she's looking for. She's like, that's the no. She'll just tell me no. She's still just telling me no all the time. So I do think that like the sass of girls at a certain age is getting
that's a whole other chapter.
We did have friends who are a little bit older than us, and they have a son in college, and they said going from having your children in your home as minors to young adults going to college but still living at home
in your home
is tricky.
I can see that.
To them has been the hardest. So I don't know.
I'm a grown person. I can do what I want.
Yeah. But still, like, they're living in your house. So it's like, I don't know.
That's a slippery slope.
Yeah. So that was another response, which I think was great. So
I'm scared. That scares me.
I know.
That scares me. Would you rather have your kid do that, or would you rather just ship him across the country on a scholarship?
I didn't have no one in our family had the experience of going away to college.
No, I know. I'm just.
Other than you. I mean, you went for a time and came back, but the thought of my kids leaving me to go to college, oh my gosh.
No, I'm saying like, okay, so like there's a reality that one of our kids, we have 4 kids, right? They're all not going to go to college, but there's a reality one of them is, and there's another reality that might be like, I'm not going to put limits on where they go. My wallet might, but.
Yeah, I think them moving away from us, though, is less likely now than it's ever been. Because most people can't afford to.
That's kind of the new norm. It's kind of which is not. I had thoughts about that, but it's actually not a.
I don't think I'm going to hate it.
It's not a terrible play.
I don't think I'll hate that they stick around until they're ready to like fully
charge them rent, make some money off of it. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I'm also the mom who's already. I already bring this up in therapy, which is like, gosh, what am I to do? My kids are gone. And
celebrate.
Your kids are still so little.
Oh my god, it's gonna be...
Anyway, so those were our responses that we got back, which I thought was really fun.
Awesome.
We'll keep doing that because I think it's fun to ask friends that we think we know stuff about them, and some of those answers surprised me because I thought, oh my gosh, they don't think the infant stage is hard. Even with like Lindsay and Jeremy is like, dude, I am not a baby person.
Hands
I love
off.
my children.
Kris
I remember
Jenner
when he
style.
first said that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a Kris Jenner. She had a lot of babies. But Lindsay, oh my gosh, give her an infant. She loves it. She loves it. Yeah. Jeremy's about the age his kids are now. Like some people love that when they're walking, talking, they have personality.
I'm a little bit towards him just because infant, you can't communicate with an infant.
That's our
it's just a bomb, and it's like 1 or 3 things,
stage.
and you're trying to diffuse it, and you have no idea how to. You have to troubleshoot a child. You have to troubleshoot a child every time.
Yeah. Or you would say to me, "Here's Cam. He's hungry."
Yeah.
Because like you.
Because I talked to him.
What you can do.
He told me.
Okay, let's get into rapid fire.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Like are you ready for this?
I am in no way ready.
This is where the edit button is going to come into play.
That, like, you know.
I'm going to put up the parental advisory.
Does this have to do with what we're talking about, or is this just going to be random?
Barbara Walters. Oh, I'm just kidding. If you know, you know.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So rapid fire. You got to answer these quick. Okay. You can't.
No, I'm not lingering with any commentary.
Please don't.
Okay.
I mean, you can give me a little bit.
Okay.
But I'm not looking for like a constitution worth of information from you.
Jeopardy answers.
We got enough of that.
Can
today.
I answer?
What is?
Answering what is?
I'll turn this thing off right now. I promise you.
We'll see if I do it. Rapid fire.
Can you call me Ken? All right. Number 1, harder transition. All right. We put that out to the public. 0 to 1 or 1 to 2?
1 to 2.
I think we've established that across the board.
Yeah.
Number 2, 1 word to describe life with 2. I'll give you a couple. 1 word at a time.
1 word. Sorry, repeat it
Give
again.
me some adjectives. 1 word to describe life with 2.
With 2. Controlled chaos. That's 2 words.
Okay. You plagiarize what I typically say. So I'm going to need another one. Thank
you.
I usually say that.
Oh,
that's usually my slogan.
Okay.
And I'm really offended you don't know that about me now.
Clearly I'm in the chaos too much. I don't know what's
you
going
are
on.
the chaos.
Okay, let me sum it up.
1 word, please.
I think just like
exhausting. 1 word, please. Just 1 word.
Exhausting.
Exhausting. I agree. So what would be 4? If 2 is exhausting, is 4 like I'm in the ICU?
No. I think at this point it would go from the one word answer being exhausting to 4 would be like, I got this. It doesn't the things that stressed me out with 2 when I felt chaotic and I felt like I was chasing after perfection raising these 2 kids and being watched by everyone who didn't have kids. Now I'm like, how you like me now? You guys all have children, and guess what? None of your children are perfect either.
Boom.
So try to come at me because it's hard. And I do think that there's freedom that comes with having your 4th kid.
Damn, Mama Grace is
you know what
gangster. I mean? Yeah, like, I like it.
Yeah.
Thug life.
I got this.
Number 3, biggest myth about having 2 kids. What is the biggest myth?
Well, the jealousy thing.
Who lied to you?
I think everyone told me Evelyn's going to be so jealous. You really have to prepare. She's not going to like her sister. That was not our experience at all.
You think that it does happen though? I'm sure it does.
It
didn't happen with us.
It didn't happen
I'm
with
sure
us.
it happens.
So to us, it felt
like if you have a boy first and then a girl.
Yeah.
You're probably getting a lot of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have that with our girls. Jealousy happened more when Cooper was born and the girls fought over who could hold him.
We got some videos. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And now they don't even like, now they just shut him out the room.
Cooper who?
Get out of my room. All right, last one. Okay.
Okay. These have been actually not crazy. I thought you were going to go a different direction.
My edited paper you threw across the room. Last question. Jealousy level of your oldest child. And be honest, because there were times. Is it mild? Is it medium? Or is it WWE caliente?
Are you talking about just
I'm talking about when
Abby
you had 2 kids,
okay.
The jealousy level of your first. And I'll be your lie detector. Beep, 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 beep.
I think the jealousy was more when I was pregnant.
Really?
Yeah.
I disagree.
I think she had a hard time understanding what was happening in my body. And then
you just look different?
Yeah, I don't know. She would hit my stomach a lot. I don't want a baby sister. She'd say, I don't want that. When we would like set up the nursery, we were setting up her room and stuff. I remember her being like not super stoked she was going to have a sister.
I remember
but
moments.
Then it flipped.
Yeah, I don't know.
You remember it differently then.
I remember moments where we would be with Sadie doing whatever, bottle, diaper, baby stuff, right? And Evie would be in the corner with her toys. And it's kind of like she had that like she's smart. She probably, had that sense of like, they're with her and I'm over here by myself, like all Eeyore right in the corner. But I remember some moments of that where it was like, woe is me type of thing.
I think the jealousy also came more with Sadie.
It wasn't WWE.
No, never that. I think
that was with Cam and Coop.
Yeah. I mean,
big time.
He'll say, do you have to sit with Cam?
Like, can you sit with me?
He'll tell Cam now. Like he said it
literally
today.
Would look you in the eyes and say, you don't even love me anymore. That's a 5-year-old. You don't even love me.
He would say, does Cam have to go nanny with you? Nanny's what we call sleep. And so every night that I would nurse Cam, the first like month we were home, oh my gosh, I'd say, Cooper, okay, mommy's going to go be with brother. Daddy's going to do bedtime tonight. And he was not okay with that.
Boo.
You were not good enough. Say, are you going to go nanny with brother? Yeah. Because that's not fair.
Get this JV
The jealousy
show out
happened
here.
way more with the boys than the girls.
I agree.
So the second two, that's been
I don't
crazy.
think the girls were ever jealous of Coop.
No.
I think they loved it. They were all over that. There were moments, and it wasn't bad. It was probably mild with Evie when we had Sadie. WE when we had Cam, especially. It wasn't even with the girls. A little bit with Evie. Growing up, being older.
She did tell us, remember?
Side looking in, dude.
Every Sunday we sit as a family and we say like, what were our highs this week? What were our lows? And what can we work on as a family? Because we wanted to like check in with her and see how she was feeling with just like, hey, you have 3 siblings now that you got to share mom and dad with.
Which don't recommend because you're going to be in a conversation for an hour.
I always recommend. I recommend just say it. I knew she was having a hard time and she sat down and said, Mom, can we talk about it when we go to bed? She didn't want to say it in front of everybody.
I don't know why you guys like doing that. Let's talk about it the next day. Let's just go to sleep. Like, you want to have a conversation when my head literally hits the pillow. You're waiting, literally waiting all day.
Yes.
For me
what she
to
was saying though is she didn't want to be around her siblings when she gave this answer, which was, hey, Mom, I understand you guys have a lot going on, but I'm feeling a little bit like you guys don't really pay attention to me right now. And I looked at her and said, we'll do better. Yeah. And since then, she has told me, Mom, like once a week, I need you to be with me with no, like, I don't care if it's at the house or we go to the store together or whatever. I just want
it costs me money because what do you do typically? You throw her in the car and you guys go to Target. We don't see you for an hour and a half.
We don't always come back with a lot of things.
I get a ding on my phone. And
lately, it's been Five Below. Five Below is the jam with her lately. Also, she's getting into so many fun things and whatever. Okay. We talk a lot, but yes, I do think she recognized, you guys are really stretched with time, and I feel like I'm not getting a lot.
That is one of the hardest things of having 4 kids is literally splitting your time up evenly, or trying to as best as possible to make sure nobody feels left out. Cam, he could care less right now. It's going to get harder though the older he gets.
It will. Yeah,
but
for sure.
It's really difficult with the big three right now. And I know for like my end, I'm trying to do the best I can. Like I'm out there playing volleyball one day with Ev. I'm out there the next day playing soccer with Sid. I'm out there the next day working on football with Coop.
What do you do with Cam?
I watch him eat food off the floor.
Watch him I
sprinkle some of my food on the floor too. And I'm like, here you go, fat boy. You want some more?
I beg you, please give him a bath because I don't want to get soaked. He is a super soaker. He just splashes.
If there's any entrepreneur out there that is able to build a contraption
like bath pod
where I'm shielded from Shamu in my bathtub.
Once they learn how to splash.
Which is not even my bathtub. It's just my kitchen sink.
It's the sink. I know.
So if you can
it's crazy.
Create this curtain effect, 360 protection, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I would buy it.
Sorry,
you would have a purchase.
I sidetracked you. You were saying when you spend individual time with the kids.
Yeah, it's hard. It's very difficult. And there's a lot of times where like I'm looking at that and it's completely uneven. I'll be like, dude, I've played 3 straight days of volleyball with Ev.
And Sadie's looking like, where's my time?
She's down the driveway like by herself. And I'm like, it sucks. So like you're trying to incorporate her and trying to knock out 2 birds with one stone.
I think our kids are really good about understanding that.
Yeah, but they shouldn't settle is my thing.
No, they don't. I think that Evie can see and understand now. Like I understand like this is, and I told her like last week, we have a busy week. Mom and dad both cannot be in 2 places at once. We have a lot going on. We had a volleyball tournament on Saturday. We had a birthday party. She did great. But it was one of the first times where we were like, we can't pull it off. We didn't have enough extra help that day. Like we just couldn't do it. And so I asked her, I said, you have to decide, like, do you want mom can take you or dad can take you. It won't hurt our feelings who you pick, but the other parent is going to go and like do with Cooper what we need to do.
I stress her out when I go. So I'm glad you went.
It all worked out fine. But she, I think, understands like, okay, I get it. I can't have all the attention all the time. And she's really
but we split up as a family. We made it fair.
We do. And we show up at everyone's things. Yeah. We really do. If it's like an event for one person in the family, we all show up. Yeah. We don't get to just pick and choose that. Yeah, I think our kids are learning that in a way that's really, I can feel how close they are, how understanding. They root for Cooper. Oh my gosh. They love when he does well at anything. Same. I mean, with Sadie, with Evie, it's like all of them are each other's cheerleaders, which is huge. But I think for us, getting individual time's hard. And I think trying to find time for every kid is a challenge. But it can be done.
It can.
It's just intentional with, you have to look at your schedule. And a lot of our conversation is like, who can we?
It's tough. It's discipline, and you gotta, you're right. You gotta actually carve that time out. Yeah. Proactive as far as setting that in.
And when you say you're gonna do something daily, that's huge. That's a whole nother.
We'll hear about it.
Yeah. And I want to hear about it.
Dad, you said I don't.
Hold me accountable. Tell me. I know it wrecks you, but I'm like, Abby, you're so right. I told you.
Because I know I'm wrong, man.
The last thing I wanted to do
I will acknowledge it. I don't need to hear somebody else say it. That hurts. When I acknowledge it, that's one thing. When I hear somebody else say that I disappointed them,
it's hard.
Well, I mean, if they go outside the house, it's like whatever. No, but like the kids or you, oh my God, I just death to the heart.
They know that when we say we're going to do something, we do it. Also, because we live a biblical life, we try to. With the parenting thing that we do is like, no, your yes is a yes and your no is a no. Yep. If it's no and it's first time obedience, if I tell you no, it's not going to be yes the second time. So hear me the first time.
Did you change your mind? How about no?
The amount of times they'll be like, do you still feel like it's a no?
Cooper is notorious for that.
He is. And then he'll come to you and ask,
hey, can I have this? No.
It's crazy. I think,
how about right now?
I think it's partly because we try to keep those 2 separate lanes. No's or no's. Like, I don't have to always give you a reason either, which is not great. So I'm sure they hate that. But at the end of the day, it's where we're at. And
I'm in charge.
At the end of the day, all that to say, it's a long way to say all these things, but I do think we could not have done it better than having the 2 that we did first. Having the girls first, the timing was crazy. Yes, 2 in diapers.
I take full credit for that.
Yeah,
I'm the Michael Jordan.
You did
of selecting.
You slam dunked that one.
You're welcome.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's right.
And I think that's for everything in our life is like with our children and the timing. Babies are born when they're supposed to be born in families. They're born with intention. They're born for a reason. And I believe that because each of our children has carried the weight of that season that we needed them. Just as much as they needed us, we needed them. Yeah. And I needed Sadie. Little did I know, like the season we'd be walking through when she was 6 months old. I needed to have something that I loved and all my day was spent taking care of her and showing up for her. And it was hard. But man, like those babies are born when they're supposed to. And I think if you're encouraged by anything, going from 1 to 2 is hard. But you just think about what we just said, which is like, it could be done, number one, it can be done with a lot of intention and joy. And just like laugh at there's things you can't control. Yeah. There's moments you're going to fail and people will see. And there's going to be moments where you think you've got your stuff together and you don't. And it's all going to be fine. I find ourselves
even in the dark moments where we're frustrated, right? We have those days where we just lost it and we have nothing else to give and our fuse is short. There's always a point afterwards, not too far afterwards, where we just look at each other and just laugh.
Just laugh.
And we're like, well, this is it. That happened today. Right? Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Nothing wrong. Because if you hold that and you just have something to hold on to and you just build resentment and frustration, like you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah. If you don't laugh, you're going to cry.
Yeah. I
say it almost every episode. If you're not going to laugh, you're going to cry. So just laugh.
Just laugh.
Just let it go.
Laugh so hard you cry.
Laugh so hard you're late, you know?
I like that. Put that on a t-shirt.
Laugh so hard you're late. Love getting to do this and chat about all the things. I would love to tease what we're talking about next, but I think I'm just gonna
you're gonna leave them on a cliff.
I love to tease what we're talking about the following episode, but I think we have a couple options, so we'll see what we pick. But we're gonna also be sending more each week of like answer this for this upcoming episode. So send us things, answers, stories if you have them.
Dude, we should put an ask us anything.
I don't know about
keep
that.
It I think relatively PG.
I think I'm too scared to do that.
I'm not. I'll crack that nut right open. Let's go.
You're so funny. All right, babe. I love you so much.
Love you too. This is why we're late.
I wish we were more on time.
Never. Why have clocks?